Hi guys, thank you for joining me. It's Anushka here with your astrology update for February. Before I go into the video, just to mention, for those of you who are interested in seeing more from me, tarot readings and updates and articles and some of my artwork as well, those of you who want to support me, head over to Patreon. I've just started up a Patreon page and I'll be sharing my esoteric artwork. I'll be doing impromptu readings and sharing all kinds of stuff on there, so I'd really appreciate it if you headed over there and just show me some love. Okay, on with your reading. Hi Libra. Right, okay, so this month you come in feeling quite jovial. You've got the Sun and Mercury in your 5th house. So, you know, this is great for socializing, this is great for self-expression, it's great for time with your children and a good time to have a good time, really. And this is where the new moon is going to be happening later on in the month. So it's going to be bringing some positive opportunities as it comes to your creative self-expression and your sense of confidence and courage as well, because, you know, this house has to do with courage. So this is where some of the emphasis is going to be this month, but this is also going to be a bit of a psychic and spiritual month as we get towards the full moon. So, you know, your focus is likely to be on communication, sorry, not money. Your focus is likely to be on communication as well. You've probably been expressing yourself quite a bit, feeling quite gregarious, being out and about with Venus and Jupiter there in the 3rd house, you know, wanting to be around people, wanting to meet new people, and that's really, really cool, you know. So you start the month off with this kind of really nice energy as we come in. As far as you know, romance and love life goes, there's probably been, like I said, you're feeling sociable, you've got Mars there, you've got Uranus there. So you've had a tumultuous time, a lot of you Libras, when it comes to your partnerships. And that doesn't necessarily just mean, you know, it doesn't just mean romantic partnerships, it can be business partnerships, it can be anyone that you have a close one-to-one relationship with. But there's been a lot of learning, a lot of interesting people coming along, interesting experiences, some shocks, some surprises, but hopefully it's brought you to this greater sense of self-awareness about what it is that you desire when it comes to partnership. Okay, whether that be business or whether that be romance, you know. You're seeking, Uranus has been trying to liberate you from outdated ways of responding to people and outdated relationships, trying to change and shake things up here before he moves into the 8th house. And Mars is going to be joining him, and they're going to be very tight as we get into the month. And this is where you'll really be seeking a real change when it comes to relationships. So if you haven't left that person already, or found that person already, or realize what it is you really want in partnership already, then this is going to see you coming closer to that understanding, because there will be this real drive to have a bigger sense of freedom within your partnerships. And I think this is really cool because ultimately, you know, love, unconditional love, has a lot to do with freedom. Quite often, especially our Western idea of love and what we see in the movies, it's very, very misguided. And we look at love as being, you know, that we make that person the center of our universe, the center of our world, which really isn't healthy, because ultimately, what we're doing then is we're saying, you are responsible for my happiness, and that puts a lot of pressure on the relationship, it puts a lot of pressure on the other person, and also it disempowers you, and it actually isn't real love. Real unconditional love is more about, I love you, I love who you are, I may not agree with everything you do, I may not love everything about you, you know, there may be things that annoy me about you, but that is not going to be enough to rock my own personal sense of inner peace and inner contentment. And I feel like this is part of the lesson that you're learning at the moment, Libra, because you've got Pluto, who's been there for ages in your 4th house, which is a very intimate area, okay, and Saturn is there as well. And this is about your sense of security, your sense of peace, okay, your sense of home. So it's almost like Saturn's trying to say, build up that inner foundation, that inner sense of strength that no one can rock. And this echoes that idea of loving people but not making them responsible for your happiness, not making them responsible for your peace, for your inner security, okay? So I think this is kind of what Libras are going through at the moment. You know, with Jupiter there in your 3rd house, you're being asked to expand your thinking, your communication, the way you see things. And in some ways, Oh, it's my printer. And in some ways, you know, some of you may become more interested in philosophy, in more spiritual matters. You may start looking at things from a far broader perspective. And this is cool. This is, you know, Jupiter wants you to do this. This is the way you're going to invite more luck into your life. And you're likely to be very busy as well this year, traveling about, meeting different people, just doing a lot of things, you know, making a lot of short journeys and short trips, you know, in the day-to-day. So, as we get into the month, on the 2nd we have, I reckon it's going to be quite a sexy day for you, because we've got Venus, sorry, trining Uranus, okay? And like I said, this is on the 2nd, so Venus trining Uranus, Uranus being in your 7th house, I feel like there's this feeling of wanting excitement, okay? There can be passion going on, an adventure that you want to have an adventure with somebody on a romantic level. So I'd say it's a really good time at the beginning of the month to get out there, be sociable, and yeah, and do your thing basically. On the 3rd, Venus moves into your 4th house. So right after that, Venus moves into your 4th house, which is home, family, you know, security. So you're getting a lot more pleasure at this time of year from being around those closest to you, from having that time to yourself. I really love Venus transiting the 4th personally, because it's just something about it that's really comforting. It's this kind of sense of you don't need much. You know, a lot of the time, you know, we get our pleasure through going out and meeting people and doing things and buying things and maybe going traveling. This Venus, when it transits your 4th house, it's like you just come into your own. You come into your own environment, your own home, and you feel nurtured by it. And that's enough. And I really love that. And it gives you a sense, it makes you value the things you already have, the things that already mean something to you. So it's a really great time to spend time with those that you love. To redecorate the home, to, you know, go over old photographs, whatever it is, you know, but it's a great time for beautifying anything to do with the home as well. Cooking, that's a great way to show your love this, you know, this, through this transit, is to cook for people in your home, and you'll get a real sense of just belonging, and the heart will open up as a result of it. So I really like this transit. On the 4th, we have a new moon happening in Aquarius in your 5th house. Okay, this new moon is a really cool new moon, because it's along with the Sun, Mercury, it's going to make a sextile, which is an opportunistic aspect, right, to Jupiter in your 3rd house, okay, which is really cool. So this is about contacts, large contacts, opportunities that come about through creativity, through fun, through kids, through being involved in your local community, through just being out and about, but having, you know, a good time with it. And opportunity can come about here for maybe greater self-expression, artistic opportunity, maybe something, an opportunity for your children in some way. Maybe you bump into somebody and, you know, and they tell you that there's some scholarships going at a school somewhere, and you know, your kid would fit great into that school, and you go for it, and it happens, you know. So there's a really nice lucky opportunity happening here in this new moon. Set your new moon intentions, because this is a really, really good one. Can't emphasize that enough. And also for those of you who are interested in how to do a new moon intention and how to do a full moon ritual, on my Patreon I will be doing a video about that soon. Okay, so come and join me on there. Subscription starts at $3 a month, so it's not that much. On the 10th is when Mercury goes into Pisces, so he goes into your 6th house. So you're going to be more thinking about work, the day-to-day, my health, okay? Because Pisces is naturally intuitive and emotional, you know, this also makes you very much, I mean, Libra, you like to make people feel good anyway, but this can kind of make you far more service orientated, okay? It's like a double whammy, so it makes you far more service orientated, and you're very giving of yourself to your work, okay, and to your pets, to the day-to-day. You know, maybe you take up organising the family schedule, but just be sure to make sure that you give to yourself as well, that you give that love and that care and that nurturing to yourself. Okay, don't get too crazy busy. And then on the 14th, Valentine's Day, Mars heads into Taurus, which is your 8th house. And this is going to be a time when, you know, you're going to have more psychological energy to get things done. There's going to be more, just because of the fact that sorry, yeah. Oh, Jesus. You're going to have more psychological energy and power and mental power to get things done, especially as it relates to sorting out your finances, sorting out your property with another, okay? If any of you study psychology or are interested in psychology or the occult or anything psychic, this month is a great time to study those. And I think you'll really have the grit for it to really get to grips with it, because this is a good time to go deeper with things. Also, when Mars goes into Taurus, it's really good to remember to ground and to be in nature, because Taurus, you know, is a Venusian sign and is ruled by the abundance of nature, right? So we get more in touch with our senses. So this can be a very sexy time, this Valentine's, where we're wanting to get out the candles and the incense and the perfumes and the massage oil, because touch and smell and feel is going to have it's going to have a real impact on us, okay? And how good we feel. And now, on the 17th and 18th, I really like these days for you, because we've got your ancient ruling, no, sorry, I'm skipping ahead of myself, I'm thinking about Scorpio now, because we've got your ruling planet, Venus, sextiling Neptune, and also making a conjunction to Saturn. And so there's a sense of compassion and healing and oneness that comes about, right, with this sextile between Venus and Neptune. Compassion, forgiveness, healing, creativity, but it's grounded with that conjunction to Saturn, which says commitment, it says realism, it says loyalty. So for some of you, you could be coming to a milestone in your relationship where you realize, wow, we've been through so much and now we've made it, and we're in a really good place, we're solid. Or maybe within yourself, okay? However this plays out, or it could be healing with a sibling. But these should be good days, right? These should be really good days for you. There should be a sense of love, and you should be feeling supported in some way by others. On the 18th is when the Sun enters Pisces, so it goes into that 6th house. Once again, highlighting your work, your health habits. Maybe time to look at these things now and you know, brush up or not brush up, but clear up anything that, you know, you haven't really been doing right, and look at new health regimes. Be kind to yourself, okay? Take care of you, not just everybody else. On the 19th is when we have the full moon in Virgo. So for you, this is in your 12th house. So this is a spiritual full moon, okay? This is very esoteric. There are a lot of aspects that are going on at the same time that make this quite spiritual and esoteric. Like I said, we've got that Venus sextiling Neptune. We've got Venus conjunct Saturn. God, I'm making a lot of noises today. Pardon me. And so there's this real spiritual element to this. But for you, I love it because I feel like this is karmic letting go. You might find, I think for a lot of you, that your dreams will be really vivid. They could bring you messages around this full moon, and it'll feel like a karmic closure on some level. This can bring you new perspectives, okay? It can be a time to let go of old karma, and this can bring you psychological, because there's a trine between Mars and Uranus happening here, okay, as well. So this can bring you psychological freedom when it comes to limiting beliefs, limiting habits. But I think it will work very easily without much conscious effort on your part. So I think it's a really nice ending to the month. So I'm just going to end it there, Libra, and I hope you have a wonderful month. Come and join me next month. Subscribe if you haven't already. It's always lovely to talk to you guys. Take care. Much love.